What's good, guys? We're back here, MODG Pod, the mod squad in the building. I got Will Wright, as always, over there. Look at him checking himself out, making sure he looks good for the ladies. We got David Ruiz in the building and my man, Ryan Billings. You guys know Big Billings on the Bears, related to him over there. You can see him on the Barfly. I watch him on Barfly Tailgate Show all the time. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, go ahead, David, if you want to go first.
What's going on? Thanks for having me on the show, Swifty, man. I've been watching you for a while. For a minute, I didn't even think you were a real person because the way you deliver, I was like, this is AI. This is AI doing these mock drafts. And then you guys started doing the cast, and I'm like, all right, it's a real dude.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's I don't what I do different. A lot of it is I don't just like talk and then post it up. I go into each time and I edit out like all my dead air and my ums and my mess ups. So like it makes it come across a little. But I put a ton of work into that. Ryan,
So,
say what's up to the people, man.
What's going on, good people, man? Yeah, first time your boy on the show, man. You know, I'm digging it, man. You know what I'm saying? Swift, always been a fan, brother. You do great work. Then my boy Will, you found out we family, man. That's Cuzzo up there in the corner, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we just been rocking. And David, hey man, first time meeting you, brother. Can't wait to
good to meet
chop
you,
it up with
Ryan.
you, man.
Good to meet you, man. Yep.
So hey man, look, I'm ready to get this thing moving, man. I'm ready to get it started, baby.
I know Will had a couple ideas of what he wanted to do today. We are going to get into a mock draft later in the show. I'm going to let Ryan and David run that a little bit. But we're going to talk a little bit about the Bears right now. There's a ton going on. We have the combine less than a week away. It starts next week, maybe late in the week, a little over a week away. But the combine is when things really start rolling. That heads right into NFL free agency. Tomorrow is the first day teams can franchise tag players as well. So we could see some news in that area. And it also puts a clock on Ryan Poles getting a deal done with Jaylen Johnson. I kind of wanted to kick it off with that and talk a little bit about JJ. I think he gets way overlooked in this whole thing. He's a guy, first time Pro Bowler, first time All Pro. And before the season, he talked about it. He was like, "Hey, I don't want that Trayvon Diggs money. You know, I haven't had the interceptions. I haven't been to the All Pro or Pro Bowl." Now he's done it. So now that money's coming. And with tomorrow's franchise tag deadline kicking off, that's 2 weeks now. We have 2 weeks where over the next 2 weeks, if Poles doesn't get a deal done, he's going to have to put that franchise tag on JJ. And at that point, he could still work out a deal later. But at that point, he's going to have to tag him. He's not going to have to let him go on that. Either you guys want to talk a little bit about JJ or what you expect to happen over the next few weeks?
I was going to say, listen, I've been waiting for ever since we released, Eddie. When we let Bojack go and we let Cody Whitehair go, and we freed up about 16 to 19 million in cap. I figured that a deal. I called Will and I said I see a deal happening here in less than a week. Maybe that's not the case. I do think maybe JJ's camp is waiting on Snead to see what Snead gets from Kansas City. Maybe and just to end it as a starting point or where that understand. I think he wants to understand what the market is. I mean, it's real simple for us to throw out 4 years, 80 million, but how much of that is guaranteed? How much is that on the back end? So a part of me thinks JJ is waiting to see who signs first, and then he'll go from there.
Yeah, man, the way I'm looking at it is this, man. You know, franchise tag is tomorrow, whatever. I won't be surprised to see him getting franchise tag. You just want to let him know flat out. Either way this goes, you're not making it out of the building this year. Uh, yes, that's the way that they do business now. You get the tag established. Hey, you're gonna be here for at least this year, and we'll work something out. So hopefully we don't get to a point where they have to sign this franchise tag. Hopefully they sign this deal instead. So, like I said, the way both parties talk, man, they want to get this deal done, man. I don't see us letting them go, especially with you leaving Eddie out now. I mean, taking him off. JJ is the most senior DB we got. I mean, that's the leadership right now. So you got to pay your leaders, man. You got to get this thing squared away.
Yeah, 100%. He's the leader of that secondary now with Eddie Jackson gone. He was the guy who has been the leader. And now JJ is on. JJ is actually our longest tenured Bear on the roster. So he's definitely going to step into that leadership role. And just at 24 years old and coming off an all-pro season, no way we can let him walk. There's just no way that's happening. So that'll kind of lead us into, unless, Will, you got any points you want to add to that?
No, all those points were spot on. You know, we just want to get the deal done. preferably before training camp. If not, he'll have to operate off the tag. Really don't want to go that direction since we have freed up a lot of money with the Whitehair and
Eddie Jackson
release. So, really just hope a deal gets done so, we can focus on continuing to build the infrastructure of the squad. What we do know, he's not going anywhere. So, we just want him to get that financial security, whether it's a 4-year deal, 5-year deal, get the guarantees, preferably the next 2 years, kind of front load the deal before we pay Justin, and have a good homegrown Bear like you said, he's the veteran of the secondary now. So, we want him focusing on continuing to make plays versus focusing on, a long-term contract that hopefully will get done in the next couple of months here.
Yeah, 100%. And that kind of leads us into, we're going to talk a little bit about free agency. There's too much talk about the quarterback situation. We're going to try to avoid that today. We're going to talk a little bit about free agency. It's coming upon us very soon. Once we get to the combine next week, that's when you're going to start hearing the first rumors about trades, about potential free agents. Plus, guys are going to get franchise tagged over that time, and we'll get to actually see what this free agent class looks like, because a lot of these guys I don't expect to hit free agency. The T. Higgins, the Michael Pittmans, even the Calvin Ridleys, and the guys like Anton Winfield from the Bucks. I don't expect those guys to hit free agency, but there is still a lot of talent in this year's class, and we're going to go ahead and head into that direction and talk about where do you guys think Ryan Poles goes this free agency period, and are there any guys out there that you're eyeing specifically? Whoever wants to kick it off, go ahead.
I'll start out with,
go ahead, Dave.
Ryan Poles, he's all about the trenches, right? All about the trenches. So I think he's gonna look at the center and the guard market only, and I think he's gonna try to see if there's anybody in that guard market that has the capability to play center. I like Connor Williams, but I don't like that he's coming off an ACL tear. Lloyd Cushenberry's been thrown out there. I mean, he's serviceable. I mean, but there's a need for center, and I know Swifty's big on Jackson Powers, but I think a lot of people are going to be big on Jackson Powers, and I don't know if he's going to be there unless we overdraft, unless we trade down to take him around 14, 15. So I'm looking at the interior, and so I'm looking at guys like Williams, Cushenberry, like I said. Evan Brown is real interesting because he's from the Shane Waldron, Seattle Seahawk, that relationship. Then I look at some of the guards. So they got some real interesting guards out there. I like John Simpson. I like Aaron Brewer from Tennessee. So that's what I'm looking at.
Brother, man, when I say, man, I've been looking all over the scape here, man, the field, however you want to put this, brother. Of course, we starting off in the trenches, like you said, though. I'm looking at, I'm a big fan of Tyler Biadasz, or however you say my man's name, from Dallas. Depending on what route they go, who they try to bring in, or whatever the situation may concern. I would love to get that kid in. He's only 26, big guy, big powerful guy. Yeah, man, but you got the tight end. I'm looking at the Noah Fants of the world. Might be a little bit more expensive to get, but you pair him with your boy there, Cole Kmet. Fants, you can slide out wide, man. You can have him going to the slot in some of these two tight end formations. Of course, man, the two apples on my eye, man, it's only because they're two of my favorite players. Calvin Ridley, I can see what the issue would be for Jacksonville if they do re-sign him. It's going to be a second rounder they got to give up. So I can see them not going that route. And then, of course, my heart beats for this man, bro. I swear I want him in Chicago. I don't know. It's going to be a 50-50 thing. But if it's a way you can get Saquon in Chicago, bro, get Saquon in Chicago, man. I think that man wants to be here. It from all of what Jared Payton said, man, it sounds like the boy was like, yeah, this is where I'm going to come if I can come somewhere. So that's where I'm at.
100%. His daughter was trying to give her takes on the Chicago Bears free agency as well. She wanted to chime in there. But I think Saquon's a guy, if you sign him and Justin Fields in the same backfield, that's dynamic. And that's something that defensive coordinators would have to game plan for. And the reports are right now the Giants don't want to give him that long-term deal. I'm not usually a fan of paying too much for a running back, but the way Ryan Poles usually structures his deals, if you look at the other guys he signed, like DeMarcus Walker and Nate Davis, he structures them in a way where, hey, if you're not working out in 2 to 3 years, we can get out of that contract. And if he could do something similar with Saquon, I wouldn't be against paying him big money for 2-3 years. And really, I think that would really put us in a Super Bowl window, really open it up. If we had that kind of backfield with all the draft capital we have this year, this team could be dynamic. You got any thoughts on that, Will?
Well, I like Geno Stone from Baltimore, that free safety, in the event. And I know you like Julian, what's his name?
Julian Blackmon?
Julian Blackmon from the Colts. And, of course, I want a veteran center. I like Laura Cushenberry because, like I said, Connor Williams, he might be faulty goods right now. But I want a veteran center, but I also want a young bull like a JPJ that we can groom and has the versatility to play either left or right guard in the event that Tevin or Nate Davis, two guys that we heavily depended on this past year, that went down with injuries, a lot of soft tissue injuries. So at the end of the day, those are guys. I'm focusing mainly on the trenches. Would I love to get a Danielle Hunter if he's not tagged in Minnesota? Absolutely. But I think Bryce Huff, I think we can get him for great value and still go and draft another edge rusher to start to build in rotation, because like I said, Rajon Green and Dominique Robinson, like they just don't fit the mold of what we're trying to do, and they haven't taken advantage of the opportunity when presented. So in order to be successful in today's league, you got to have some edge rushers that can get out to the quarterback. And other than Montez Sweat, let's be honest, we don't have anybody else.
Will, you're going to upset Swift. You know how he does. You know how he feels about signing Danielle Hunter. Come on, man. You watch it. You're going to upset him, man.
He missed that one, man. No, I wouldn't ever be upset at adding a premier pass rusher. I try to align my values with that of our GM to be more realistic and help me nail down what's actually going to happen, so I'm not as wildly off, because free agency is one of the hardest things to predict. If you look back to last year, nobody had us taking DeMarcus Walker and Nate Davis. Like, those guys weren't connected to us. So to me, I want to try to find the guys that Ryan Poles is actually going to sign or could be linked to. And to me, unless we're one player away, I don't see him signing a 30-year-old pass rusher that could want a similar contract that Montez Sweat just signed. I think Poles is going to stay far away from that. If Danielle Hunter was like, hey, I'm going to come to Chicago on a 1-year, $25 million deal, hey, bring him in. 1 year, all right, help us out. We're instant playoff team with those two on that defensive end if they could stay healthy. But I just don't think that's the direction Poles goes. I think what Will said, Bryce Huff, he's like 26 years old. Definitely a way that if Poles spends that kind of money in free agency, he could go.
My wish from a 3 technique is, I will be screaming at the top of my lungs and dancing a happy dance if we get Justin Matabuke from Baltimore. That guy right there, to me, would be like, for those that don't know his game because he gets lost in the Baltimore, line and the defense overall. That guy is a wrecker. That guy is a game wrecker interior. And I would love, because he's a true 3 technique, and I think he would change the dynamic of our defense big time. That guy, that's a guy where I'll be like, listen, what is he, 25? 26, like right
around there,
yeah. And I watched him at A&M, and I knew he was a stud at A&M. So my thing is, if I woke up and I saw that Poles threw 4 or 5 years, $80 million at him, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I think he's a monster. He's another guy. I think probably the Ravens would probably franchise tag him, but they're in some cap situation right now. So
we have to take advantage of these teams that, like, they've got players that they don't want to lose, but can they franchise them? Not necessarily, because they got money tied up. And he's a guy I think we can target, because I know a lot of people have been linking the Bears to Christian Wilkins, and I'm not a fan. I think Christian's a little undersized.
I liked him better last year. If we
Yeah.
could have got Christian Wilkins last year at a value, I had him pretty up there on my rankings. But after he had a big year like he did, he's going to want a lot more money and probably a longer term deal. So I think that makes him less of a fit. If Poles wasn't interested in him last year at half the money, I find it hard to believe he'll be interested this year and twice the money. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. And then Connor Williams, I know you mentioned him, was one of my favorite players in this year's free agent class. I just think with his injury, I don't remember off the top of my head if it was an Achilles or an ACL, but it's one where he's going to be out a long time. He's not going to be ready before probably mid-season. I think that probably lowers the chances that we go after him in free agency because he won't be able to pass a physical during free agency.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was a knee injury that he had late.
Yeah.
But I was going to say another big thing that's going to be happening real soon, man. We just seen it with us, man. We got these cuts going. And you got to look at some of these teams that are way over the cap, man. The team that comes to mind is way, way over the cap right now. The New Orleans Saints. Saints are over 80 million in the cap right now. Over, so you can look to them to see, man. Of note might be cut from there. I've seen somebody project that Alvin Kamara might be on the cut block, man.
Ooh. If
Alvin Kamara hit the block, man, I can't remember how old he is. I know he's got to be pushing like around 28, 29.
Yeah, I think he's probably right around there, 28, 29.
But if you can find a way to bring Alvin in here on the cheap deal, man, or a decent fair amount deal, bro. A weapon like that out the backfield is phenomenal. That kid is a talent. Now he will be somebody else I would love to see in the backfield.
Yeah,
I would think that they would be more concerned about getting Michael Thomas off the books rather than Kamara.
He's probably gone. I mean, that was probably written on stone.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a sure bet.
And then Connor Williams, it was a torn ACL, so yeah, he's probably going to miss half the season. I don't know if that's. I think that knocks him off the list for polls. I think he probably signs a 1-year deal with Miami and returns to them and tries to reestablish his health and then hit the market again next year. I think is probably the smartest opportunity for him. Yep. And do you guys have any other free agents, or we want to go ahead and head over to the mock draft?
I was gonna say, man, this is just another thing in the wide receiver area. We got a lot of folks. They link us to players. Blah blah blah. It is what it is. You looking at some of these more cost-effective players. One of the big ones people are throwing out is Curtis Samuel. Played with DJ Moore. They're really good friends. Is a hell of a slot receiver. You got the speed, and to me, you can probably use him kind of along the lines of a Debo role. I remember him coming out of Ohio State. Curtis Samuel was playing running back at a lot of them points, man. Him. There was another wide receiver that was in my head. I'm
a slot receiver. The ones I picked up the other day were Tyler Boyd and
Hunter
Renfrow.
What I was thinking of.
Okay, yep.
Tyler Boyd. I didn't know Hunter Renfrow was coming into the free agency pool.
There were just a report that the Raiders were trying to trade him, and
the
trade
that.
seems unlikely, and they're most likely to cut him. And most Raiders fans seems to believe his cap hit is something like 14 or 15 million this year.
Jeez.
So yeah, they're most likely going to cut him, and he's going to be a free agent.
Hunter Renfrow is one of them wide receivers, man. He does the dirty work, and he does the most damage in the underneath routes, man. I would love to see a Hunter Renfrow come in here because to me, those are tight ends and good receivers like Hunter Renfrow or your safety nets. You know what I'm saying? That's just plays in the same kind of wheelhouse as I do with the running back situation with the Alvin Kamaras of the world. You come out the backfield, you got another wide receiver. So just a couple of names, man. The Curtis Samuels, of course, the Calvin Ridleys, the Tyler Boyds. These are all very low cost. I ain't gonna say low cost options, very decent cost options to add to your receiver room and make it better.
Yeah, there's another one I just thought about recently. Oh, sorry, I'll throw his name out and I'll let you go. Gabe Davis from the Bills he's a bigger guy. He's a number 2 guy. I think if you sign someone like him in a value contract, if you can get Gabe Davis, that kind of opens up your options in the draft a little bit more at wide receiver. Like, hey, you don't have to take as big of a guy. You can take a smaller guy like a Malik Neighbors or something and still have a dynamic trio of receivers. Now I'll kick it over to you, David.
I like that. Gabe Davis is a highly underrated big body wide receiver, and he's made a lot of big plays over his career. So you didn't steal my thunder on that one. But what I was thinking about on a player that I can see being released and us maybe giving a 1 or 2 year deal on is Tyler Lockett.
Oh,
I think Tyler Lockett his days are done in Seattle. I think they're going to move on. They already got DK, and obviously they took Njigba last year, who's a stud. They're going to want to put him at the number 2. So where does that leave Tyler in his contract? I've been reading about them probably letting him go. And my thing is, yeah, I know he's 31, but he's still got some juice in the tank, and he's a solid. To me, he would be a solid, 2, 3. I mean, I think he'd be that, that third option. But you brought up a good point, Ryan, and Curtis Samuel. And I always wonder, why doesn't Curtis Samuel ever stick anywhere? Like, if he comes to Chicago, won't we be his 4th team?
Third.
Or third
Just
team?
third, yeah.
It's like,
he was on Carolina and he was traded to the Commanders.
So I'm like, why doesn't he stick? Like, I don't understand. It's because everywhere he goes, we talk that he gets nothing but accolades, but then he gets ended up like traded or going elsewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, because I know exactly what you mean, Ryan, but I'm like, why isn't he their solid number 2? He's not going anywhere.
He's been banged up by injuries a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of held him back. And then also, I mean, inconsistent quarterback play as well in Carolina and Washington, I think. And being a guy who's more of a slot guy, a number 3 guy, you're not going to get as many targets unless you're in a really pass-heavy offense. And I think that's hurt him as well. They've kind of used him as kind of like a Velus Jones, like how we use Velus. They'll give him a carry every once in a while, throw him a couple passes, and he just never has broken out. His best year was his last year in Carolina. Put up 850 yards. He had big year, and then he got traded the next year. DJ missed him. It took him a little bit to put it together in Washington, but he's had 2 years of about 650 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's not bad from a slot guy. I think and he's still former 2nd-round pick, only 26 years old, somewhere around there. So yeah, he's a guy who really
27.
fits the bill. 27, yeah.
27.
I was gonna say, man, he kind of remind me of Buddy that's up there in Dallas right now. What's my guy's name, man? He always produces. He's with the Saints. No, he's with the Saints. He's with the Patriots.
You mean Brandon
Cooks? Yeah. Brandon Cooks. Yeah, Brandon Cooks. Just like, bro, he's just one of the players to me that's just a victim of circumstance, bro. You just play here, you got an injury going, and you inconsistent quarterback play. But it just seemed, you know what I'm saying? He just fits that mold like Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, 1,000-yard receiver damn near every year he's in the league, but he's been on like 4 or 5 different teams, bro. I'm just like, why?
Why? Yeah, he's always involved in some kind of trade. I don't know.
Yes.
They made an interesting comment about how many draft picks that guy has garnered to other teams trading for him over his career. It's interesting. Anyway, hey, what happened to Will? What did we do? Kick Will out? Yes.
I don't know. I mean, he probably lost connection. I don't know. He's dealing with one of his side chicks or something. I don't know.
I told him to stop dealing with that Verizon whatever and get on a real service provider.
He'll pop back in here at some point.
He will. He will.
We'll see. I want to touch on that Tyler Lockett comment. That's something I mentioned it when we first hired Shane Waldron. It's like, this is a guy who could come over from the Shane Waldron offense. He's familiar, and he's an instant number 2 receiver. But he's also, you can get him probably at a value. He's got some guaranteed money left from Seattle, so he's still going to get paid that even if he gets cut. We could probably sign him on a shorter-term deal. 1 or 2 years, you come in here, he would replace Darnell Mooney. I think if we sign Lockett, Mooney's gone. I think that would pretty much be set in stone. And a lot of people will say, well, why would you want to sign Lockett, who's 30 years old, and let Mooney go when they have a similar skill set? And 1, I think Tyler Lockett's better. 2, he's familiar with Shane Waldron's system, and he would give us a veteran receiver to go with DJ Moore and whatever couple rookies we drafted. Really help the 2 rookies. I see us drafting 2 rookies. I think we have to draft 2 receivers.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if you do that, you got DJ Moore and Tyler Lockett to help these guys develop and learn the system. I think that's perfect opportunity there. Tyler Lockett's underrated. That's why I
think about him a lot. I think about him in that thing. He knows the offense. So we bring in two rookies. He could tell. He can explain the system to them in the route and the routes and all that. So like I said, he's still got gas in the tank. I think a two-year deal would be beautiful. And listen, he's what we all hoped Mooney would have become.
Mm-hmm.
I remember years ago, he was what we wanted Mooney to become, and Mooney just never got there, you know. And I got nothing but love for Mooney, but we're moving on. It's time to move on, man.
I could see Mooney maybe coming back if we add more receivers and he takes a team-friendly deal. But I do think that situation you mentioned, I think that is definitely a possibility heading into this offseason. With a lot of coordinators, they like to bring in a player or two. So with Waldron, the guys to connect are Noah Fant, Ryan mentioned him earlier. Evan Brown, the center, that's another guy, or Ethan Brown. I'm not bringing the center as well. But if Tyler Lockett gets cut, hey, where's the guy who's most guys when they get cut like that and you're a veteran, you'd probably go somewhere with the coordinator you're familiar with rather than being like, I'm going to take a chance with coaches I've never played for. So that one just makes a ton of sense there. And then I think it's time. You guys want to head over to a mock draft?
Oh, man, let's get this thing going.
Let's get this thing going. Okay. Will's idea. One of you guys are like Ryan Poles. One of you's Ian Cunningham. We're not going to worry about names or roles or anything like that, but I'll let you guys kind of decide between each other what you're going to do with the picks, I think. Or did you want to rotate picks? Whatever's better for you guys or that you guys would rather do.
Oh, man, I'm down with talking the picks out, man.
That's okay. I'm down for I'm down for telling Ryan too what I think. Listen, I'll just say it. I'm all about making Washington come up.
Me too.
I'm all about what is the best possible value that PFF is going to throw here at the Bears to move up one spot.
Okay. And then I'm available as a resource too. If you guys got questions about a player or anything, just hit me up. But I'll kind of drop back a little bit and kind of let you guys dictate a little bit. I'll hit.
Hold
on. This is the historic Hall part, right?
Yeah.
Man, I've thought about this many times. I'm doing my draft day, Kevin Costner, and I want my pick back.
I want my pick back.
I want all my picks back. So I want obviously number 2. See, here people keep thinking the number 2 overall and 36 will be enough. I disagree. I want obviously the number 2. I want my pick back, and I want next year's first. And I'm also
I'm all aboard on that because I feel like that's what you should be asking for, especially since this is Mr. Generational that we're talking about. This is the guy that's supposed to come in and save the franchise. Now, best quarterback we've seen since Andrew Luck. I'm all aboard with that. Give me the 2 and the 40 should be non-starters. That's entry level before you even hit dial on the phone. Them the first 2 picks you should be saying, hey, we're giving you the 2nd and the 40, and we're going to give you a first next year for us to even possibly try to move up. All right. Now those are my 3 picks that I'm getting out of this deal.
I'm sorry, but they're leaving out the Magic Johnson factor.
They are.
Magic Johnson said
what we're gonna do.
Possible.
What we're gonna do. PFF does not like this trade. We're gonna get pick 2, pick 40, and a first rounder next year.
No, I'm down with that.
Okay.
We'll go ahead. We'll force that one, and then we'll go ahead and start the draft. And this will put us on the board at pick number 2 overall. Let's see who the Commanders take.
It's gonna be some dumb shit like Marvin Harrison. Watch.
They took Drake May. They took Drake May, and there are 10 teams interested in trading up to 2. You guys are on the clock now and want to discuss what you want to do here. This is all you. Go ahead.
You know how many GMs would flip the table?
Brother, man, you know who better be on that list? The Patriots.
So my thing right here is, again, the same logic. I mean, like, what are the Patriots offering? Because we've got to build out those 2nd and 3rd rounders. Like
real quick, I don't know if it'll show you. The teams interested are going to be the Cardinals at 4, the Giants at 6, the Falcons at 8, Jets at 10, Vikings at 11. No way. Seahawks at 16. Rams at 19, Steelers at 20, Cowboys at 24, and Panthers way down at 33.
You're going.
So probably
no way.
Cardinals, Giants, or Falcons. So 4, 6, and 8 would be the only realistic ones on here, I'd say.
Cardinals, we already know they're coming up for Marvin Harrison.
They're coming up for Marvin Harrison, but my thing is right here is, I mean, if I can't get a deal done with New England for them to come up and get Caleb, my thing is I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm taking him at 2.
I'm taking him at 2. If I can't work a deal, because like you said, Ryan, Cardinals move up to 2, they're taking Marvin. They're taking Marvin.
All right, man. So I'm gonna speak on my logic, right? Because I've said this before, man. I've said, to me, things are bigger than the quarterback. And as much as I love Marvin Harrison, to me, it's also bigger than just trying to get one player, right? I would see what the Cardinals are offering. Just off the gate, I love Malik Neighbors. Roma Dunze is a hell of a receiver. So I would see what they're offering me right now. If it's something that I would be okay with possibly passing up on Marvin Harrison for, I know I'm moving down to 4, and I'm still going to end up with Malik Neighbors and Roma Dunze because we know a quarterback is going to come off the board at 3 to the Patriots regardless.
I'm with you, and I see what you're saying.
Will's back.
Okay, there we go.
Back. Okay.
Hey, man, Jordan Travis went number 1, bro.
Yeah, man.
Real quick, so where we're at right now, Will, we've traded down with the Commanders to number 2. They took Drake May. So they're discussing right now. The Patriots are not interested in trading up. The teams that are the Cardinals, Giants, and Falcons. We're looking into what the Cardinals would offer. It looked like the Cardinals will give us 2 first-rounders, 4 and 27, or 4 and a first-rounder next year, and then a little bit more. So it looks like if we go 4, 27, and 71 a third rounder, we have 94% chance that gets accepted. So that's nice.
Be honest with you, I take that. I take that. I didn't realize the 27 was the first.
You got to take that.
Yeah, I take that. Well, I didn't realize that 27 was the 27th overall. I couldn't see it. Yeah, I take that trade.
Because you know what that is? If he's still sitting around there in the first round, bro, that's Jackson Powers Johnson right there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, let's cross that bridge when we get there, Ryan. I don't know if PFF's being crazy right now.
They accepted it. It's accepted. We've moved down to number 4, and let's see what happens here.
Stranger things have happened.
Marvin, they did trade up for Marvin. Caleb went to the Patriots, and we're at number 4, and this is our board. We got Malik, Brock Bowers, Joe Alt, Roma Dunze, Olu Fashanu, Tali Fuaga. We're not going below that.
How crazy would it be right here? There's 3 teams above us that are below us that are interested. How crazy would it be for the Bears to trade down again?
The only teams interested here are the Colts at 15. Yeah, that's the only one.
Then I take best player available. I'll probably take Malik.
Okay, yeah. This is where the conversation comes in, right?
Yep.
This is where the conversation comes in.
I'm gonna put my early wide receiver rankings up on the board while you guys talk about this.
We know Malik is up. Oh, you got a Dunze over Malik?
I do.
He does.
I do.
This is where the conversation gets interesting.
Okay.
So, what do we said that we've needed for Justin, right? We need a big body receiver, right? We need somebody who can go up and they can make a play, they can high point the ball.
There we go.
Now, I love Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors to me is in that same vein of a DJ Moore.
Yes. Yak.
Now, why I would love to see Malik Neighbors on this team. The thought of adding that what Roma Dunze 6'3", 6'4",
yeah,
runs a 4.4 probably. I think I've seen somewhere say he might run a 4.3. You got a big body in with a lot of speed going, man. I might have to take a Dunze here at 4, man. What you got? What you got, man? Talk to me about it, man.
I can't argue with none of that. argue with that.
I'm definitely looking at Roma Dunze because, like I said, Malik. Yeah. I like Malik too, but Malik is a mirror copy of what we got with DJ Moore. So I need somebody that can go up and high point the ball and got big play ability and can play the X, Y, or Z and run the whole route tree. And Dunze, he's shown that he's capable of doing that as well. So,
but we still got number 9, right? Okay, so hear me out. We still got number 9, and Joe Alt is right there too, man. I know there's. I mean, Joe Alt is right there, and after that, it's kind of I know there's other guys, but I'm like,
got Olu and Tali.
Yeah, Olu is right there. Tali's right there.
Bro,
I mean, we could
look, hey, the Chargers need a wide receiver. The Giants need a wide receiver. The Titans need a wide receiver. The
Giants need a quarterback.
No, I understand, but this is a ridiculously deep drafted wide receiver, but not so much a tackle. That's what I'm saying. So again, you got to remember who our GM is. Our GM is all about he's a former lineman, about the college. I'm telling you, he's gonna value linemen. He always has.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
I'm just gonna play devil's advocate and say he's gonna think long and hard about Joe Alt. But if y'all listen, is the consensus is Odunze? I'm good with it.
Hold on. Listen. I'm right there with you with this conversation. You know what I'm saying? This is where this is interesting. This is why I was like, man, I didn't want it to just be, hey, man, we just doing one pick and then we gonna go back and forth. No, man, I need to have these discussions because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about making the team better overall. And what folks fail to want to talk about and want to actually point and realize is one of the reasons why Jordan Love was so good this year and he got better, he was not touched, bro. You see when he played the Bears, we didn't get no pressure on him. And when he played against the 49ers, bro, they barely got pressure on him. Cowboys couldn't get pressure on him. He's throwing from clean pockets and he has all day to throw. So, yeah, if you're telling me right now, man, and you say, look, we know that Joe Alt is a clear upgrade over my man
Braxton Jones.
Yeah, Braxton Jones. Then yes, you got to go with the left tackle. That's one of your three key spots. And we're rolling the dice right now, but we're rolling the dice with the outcome saying, hey, we believe we got our franchise left tackle, we got our franchise right tackle. Let's say we got a guard / center in free agency. So now we have the flexibility. Our O-line looks totally different this year. So you know what, man? I think I got to go Joe Alt, brother.
Okay. It sounds like the consensus changed. I love it. I think I'll add a little bit of perspective here. I think I was leaning towards Rome Odunze, but I think David brought up the perfect thing that is going to be the biggest decision that Poles and Ian Cunningham have to make this offseason. It's, do we take a left tackle? I'm high on Braxton Jones. I think he can be the left tackle of the future. But in this position, where especially in our scenario where we got another pick at the end of the first round, I think that's key here and would be one of the reasons where, okay, I think Joe Alt does make sense here because we can still possibly get Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman, or Adonai Mitchell at that pick later in the first round. So I'm with it, but I'm letting you guys make the final decision. Is that the call?
I think Joe Alt is the guy right here.
I'm okay with that.
Let's go, baby. Hey, it's the trenches. Let's go. I'm with it. Let's go.
Trenches,
Joe Alt, baby. Joe Alt, baby. And then we'll see what happens at 9 here. Neighbors and Odunze went back to back. Yep.
Man.
Brock Bowers. I could see that. I got Neighbors and Odunze in my top 5. They're studs.
Can I just say they don't use Kyle Pitts? What the hell are they going to do with Brock Bowers?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Yeah, that's a weird one.
They don't use. And one thing we have to make sure about this mock draft that we make clear is that this is a draft that surrounds around building around Justin. This is the keep Justin scenario draft,
yes,
right?
Sir.
So my thing is, I just, I can't see Atlanta being that silly.
They got Ryan Pace. I don't know.
I know, man. I know Ryan Pace. Well, if it was Ryan Pace, he would have traded up already for the third best quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'm shocked the quarterbacks they come off the board like that, bro.
Yeah, what's the next best wide receiver? What's the best wide receiver?
Next wide receiver would be Brian Thomas Jr.
Wow.
Jr. You know what? I said something about you want a big body wide receiver.
He's the guy. I think he's gonna go somewhere between pick 9 and 15. I think he is rising up the board.
I think it's a fair spot for him. I always think about, and I don't pay attention, but I think about those guys saying, "Ooh, the Bears kind of reached." I don't think 9 is a reach for Brian Thomas. I think he just gets lost in the Malik Neighbors aspect, but people forget about Brian Thomas and the season he had. And the fact, and not to mention, he's just a speedster, but he's a big guy. So,
Broncos at 12 are interested in trading up if you want to drop down a couple spots.
Because I think look at the board. Look at the board. The Jets and the Vikings. The Jets and the Vikings and the Broncos. I guarantee you, this is the Jayden Daniels group.
Yeah, Jaden's still on the board. Yeah.
I think we can drop down and get I bet you we could get Brian Thomas at 12. I bet you we can.
I'm certain we can.
You can get Brian Thomas, Jared Verse, or JPJ. Yeah.
And I would make this trade just to keep the Vikings from getting Jane Daniels. Because I'm
Let's see what
salty
we
like
can-
that. I'm mean like that. I hate
let's see what
division
they
rivals.
offer us.
I am not that guy pulling for the Lions in the NFC title game.
Bro, I promise you, folks, so we should be happy for them. Hell
Looks
no.
like a 3rd round pick to move down 3 spots.
That's all they give it?
That's it?
They don't have a second, and they will not give us next year's second. Well, 73% chance. They might.
If they gave us a 2 next year, because we're dropping down how many spots?
We'll see if they take it. They took it. They took it. Yeah, they gave us a 2 next year. Okay. That's where we got 3 2s next year now. Now we can also use one of those 2s to trade back up if there's someone you guys like. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. They did not. They took Cooper DeJean.
Oh, there you go. So we take Thomas right here.
Yep. I'm cool with taking Brian Thomas right here.
I know Will.
We still got good.
I can see Will's face.
I see Will's. I know. Hey, let Will get his piece in here because if we looked at where's our other pick? Our other picks at 27. Go down to 27. There's a chance Thomas, Franklin, or we're still going to have guys like Keon Coleman and Adonai Mitchell right there on the board.
I'm with Will. Will doesn't even have to say anything. I already know. Listen, Will and I spent a lot of time with this young man, this giant of a man at the Shriners Bowl, and he is a big dude. And listen, this pick is dependent on what we do in free agency. Do we sign? I mean, do we get Hunter? Do we get Huff? Because my thing is like, if we sign one of those guys, then nah. But if we go into next year with just Sweat and DeMarcus Walker, or Sweat and Green, yeah, great versus the dude. That's just me.
Let's throw this curveball. Let's operate from the fact that, hey, you know what, we did get one of those big. We went big game hunting for a defensive end. We got that defensive end we wanted, right? Yeah, I know it's gonna burn you. Cause shit, I would love to get Jared Verse. To me, I sat there. I said before. I said, Buddy reminds me of Khalil Mack, bro. That was just me. But at some point, what is our free agency looking like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the tough thing. That's the tough call. Because this is an easy pick. If we were already past free agency and we're doing this draft, and I'm like, yeah, we already dressed the So
we got to do it from a hypothetical perspective.
Yeah,
go for it.
We operating off the hypothetical, man. And like I said, at this point, we passed up on the 3 big receivers to get that stud left tackle. I say at this point, I'm going with Brian Thomas at wide receiver, man. I feel he does get overlooked. I kind of feel like he has that Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson thing going on. Because when Justin Jefferson coming out, everybody knew he was good. We just didn't know how good Justin Jefferson was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So LSU receivers, man, to me is really hard to miss on them right now. They up there with OSU with wide receiver U. So give me Brian Thomas Jr., man. Give me Brian Thomas Jr. wide receiver.
We're locking it in. Brian Thomas Jr., stud wide receiver from LSU, instant X receiver. Wait, go ahead.
I was gonna say, sorry, Will. Next time I see you, I'm gonna bring it in.
We got more coming. This will drop us down to pick 27 now. Let's see what happened on the board after we took Brian Thomas. There went Tolly. Verse went to the Seahawks. JPJ right around the range. I think he goes 17 through 20. Yeah. He goes to the Jags. We got J.C. Latham, Dallas Turner, Liatu Latu to the Steelers. Troy Franklin, another receiver, went. And we are back on the clock at 27. I don't know what. I've never seen Jayden Daniels fall this far. They got him.
It's real interesting because
nobody offered and trading up either.
Nobody wants to move up, but we've got multiple really interesting players right here.
Check out the board. Yep. I'll scroll down a little bit. Troy Fatanu is a guy who can come in and play guard. Lad McConkey. Tyler Nubin at safety. Zach Frazier. We can take care of our center with the second center on the board. Keon Coleman. We got edge rusher, Adisa Isaac, and Chop Robinson, and Darius Robinson. You guys got a lot of options here.
I think I think the Minnesota safety comes into discussion here.
So you like him over Cam Kitchen?
I think this is too high for Kitchens. Will, it's too high for Kitchens. I can tell you, if we took Kitchens right here, they'd be like, I think Kitchens is a
Kitchens is
second
definitely
rounder.
falling on this board.
Yeah.
You can get him in probably the third round.
Third round. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I'm looking at this as from a value perspective. Like I'm looking at Tyler Nubin. He's but then the Lad McConkey pick is like standing out too. We went back. There would be nothing wrong going back to back wide receiver. Lad McConkey to me is like he's one of those guys that could turn into next year's that kid from the Rams. I can't pronounce his name. Yeah. Just gets open, runs good routes, catches everything. That's my opinion.
Let's play devil's advocate, man.
I need to hear what Ryan's got to say here because there's some other guys on the board. Let's hear Ryan.
Listen, I understand. It's a lot of good picks here, man. I'm seeing Barton. Barton is getting a lot of looks to actually kick inside and play center. So he would be an interesting pick. Zach Frazier, of course, is another interesting pick. I think he's a very overlooked kid. But I think the elephant in the room here, man. Why he's still here? Don't know. How would y'all feel about going with Jaylen Daniels with the 27th?
I knew you were going to say it. I mean, and as a developmental, as a developmental quarterback, I think there's too much value. And
there's a lot of value there.
And like Swift just said, Jaylen Daniels at 27 is weird. That's almost like medical weird, like something wasn't released.
Yeah, I would say it's almost like we just got to pretend he's not there because I don't think there's any chance this happens.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening, bro.
Yep.
But if it did, that would be the hypothetical Lamar Jackson situation.
Yep.
Why is he sliding? Oh, and it's because he's Jaylen Daniels, and apparently he can't throw the ball, even though he can throw the ball. But all right, man. Listen, if we're gonna play the hypothetical, then he ain't there. Then we could go with that. Take that off the board right now, because that would be my thoughts. If there was a way we left the first round with 3 picks, and then you looked at it and you were looking at a Jaylen Daniels at the end. I know a couple guys who are really big on JJ McCarthy. I'm a Michigan fan. He's never really been that guy, but I do feel like he might be a better pro than he was a college quarterback. But he's gonna need the time to sit.
I can't believe we don't have any trade offers. I can't believe the Chargers aren't calling us saying, "What do you want?" Because that's Harbaugh's guy. Yeah.
Man, this would be a rough one, man. I love Tyler Nubin's game. We're gonna have to find a safety to replace Eddie Witt, but then again, that also kind of brings you to the conversation of what do we do in the free agency.
Is this too high for Zach Frazier?
I think so.
Not in my opinion. I think he goes around here. Well, we're still in the first round. Maybe not. They got him ranked at 34. This is 27. So our next pick is 40. He'll probably be gone by then on this board anyway, the way it's rolling.
So it's fair value. I mean, it being within 5 picks, it's fair value. It's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's what I would be doing. I'd be looking at the number 1 center on the board still.
Yeah. If Zach Frazier being the number 1, the opportunity to give him 5 years would be another good thing to look at. Let me see the wide receiver room again. Let me see the picks.
Well, you know what I'm thinking, wide receiver now.
If he's
there it is. You know what Will's saying.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Hey,
and put DJ in that slot. I'm just saying.
You're not gonna move DJ to slot and make what? Keon the number 1?
No, just in 3 receiver sets. He doesn't have to. You can still put your number 1 in the slot. They do that with Devontae Adams a lot.
I don't know, Will. It seems kind of
Go back and watch that game. Go back and watch that game. Just LSU where he had 3 tutties, and then tell me if it's too high.
All right.
Okay. Show me centers again.
Yes, sir.
Cause see, I like Van Pran, the center from Georgia. We can get him in the third round.
Yeah, I like Zach Van Pran too.
Yeah.
Now, also the Grant
Christian
Barton is
Hayes
also considered a center, but it's not listed him here.
Yeah, I was gonna say Barton is that boy from Duke.
Yep, he's also on the board.
I was gonna say I know people are really, really high on him as to be moved into center, man. And I know he was getting first round buzz too, but I ain't really seen much other than that. This is a tough one. Like I said, I'm operating off the fact that we went big game hunting and we got a defensive end. Say we got a solid defensive tackle also. This is rough, man. This is rough.
Because this is a tough one. This is a tough spot, yeah, after taking a receiver.
And cuz you know Flu's like he love to rotate them edge rushers now. You know that.
He do.
No, yeah. Oh, let's show the edges too, because I think
I was gonna say, let me see the edges real quick.
Chop Robinson, Darius Robinson, all
Chop
these
Robinson
names.
Still there?
Yep.
They got Isaac over Chop. Really? I don't know about that one.
I like Chop more, but
yeah, I like Chop
I only watched film on Cedric Van Pran. I haven't watched much on this Frazier kid, so
Frazier to me fits that mold of what I was saying about Tyler Bietis. I don't know how you say that boy last name, but big, strong country cornbread eating motherfucker. You hear me? He gonna move some people off the line, brother.
I like Chop Robinson right here.
I like Darius Robinson too, though.
Hey.
Oh, come on, Will! At the end of the first, come on, man.
Oh yeah,
I feel like Darius Robinson
go
a little bit more of I feel like he's more of a project over Chop. I think Chop, you kind of know what you'll be getting.
Listen, man, Darius Robinson scares me only because none of us were talking about him till the Senior Bowl, which reminds me of what we did years and years ago when Jerry Angelo traded down and took Rex Grossman and a homeboy out of Penn State.
Michael Haynes, yeah,
Michael Haynes. Yeah. Michael Haynes was a big Senior Bowl standout, and was making the waves and moving up draft boards, and then was nothing. Was trash, as Will would say, in the NFL. Trash. Now, I'm not saying Darius Robinson's going to be trash because he's a freak, but at 27,
yeah, I didn't have him as a first round.
Yeah, not at 27.
I definitely was looking at if like we take him in the third, because I always thought that's where he was going to be at. But I seen him inching up boards, man.
Zach Frazier might be the safe bet because he could play center and he could play either left or right guard if we need him in a pinch.
That's what I'm saying. We might go the safe route and take the best center on the board.
Would Frazier be considered the best center on the board right now? We got Graham Barton sitting there because, like I said, the way that they looking at Buddy, he's supposed to be one of the better picks at center right now. How big is he? Because I don't really know much about the kid other than what they said. 6'5". Jesus.
Graham Barton's a big dude. He's a big dude. Yeah. That's but he's listed but they got him at tackle. They got him in center.
He came into Duke as a center, but they moved him to tackle.
Yeah, I think it was a necessity thing.
But he doesn't have the arm length that most teams prefer at tackle, and is also why he got beat for a couple sacks. He has shorter arms, so he projects to move inside to guard or center.
There you go, then. All right, that's good.
Hey, you know what? Give me Graham Barton, man. Give me Graham Barton. You get your center guard flexibility. The kid's massive, 6'5", 314 pounds. Go ahead. We shore up this offensive line.
I'm with it because
Graham Barton time, baby.
Graham Barton, because if there's one thing Poles likes is these interchangeable linemen, these jack of all trade linemen that have multiple skill sets. So
okay, we'll see what happened after that. Troy Fatanu went a couple picks later. The 49ers landed Jayden Daniels. Don't let this happen, NFL. Don't let this happen, NFL.
Oh,
Keon Coleman to the Cardinals.
They got Marvin Harris.
They got Marvin and Keon.
Oh, Will is so mad right now. Zach Frazier went a couple picks before us to the Titans, and then Michael Penix Jr. It looks like Chop Robinson is still on the board.
Well, yeah, Chop. Yeah, we go Chop. Unanimous.
Lock me in.
Hey, Chop is locked in at pick number 40. This will take us to the third round where we have picks 71 and 75. Ooh, that's a killer start. Let's roll back and just see what
I'm
we got
just,
so far.
I'm just listening. I'm like, listen. Will be like, he'll be like, doing his Boys in the Hood, Trey Styles, just punching the air. If Coleman and Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and
Oh,
Keon Coleman to the Cardinals.
That is nasty.
So we
That's
started
gross.
with Joe Alt. Joe Alt in the first
the
at
left
pick
tackle.
4. Then we got Brian Thomas Jr. at 12.
That's X.
Go down to 27. We get our center, flexible, can come in and play guard as well, and Graham Barton. And now pick 40, Chop Robinson landed that defensive end. He
Look
can
at the
start.
Packers
Whew.
right after that.
JJ McCarthy.
Look at that. So that's gross.
Oh, Falcons got Bo Nix. And then we're rolling down. We'll see what happened here. Not a lot of Roman Wilson
Edgar
to the
and Cooper.
Jags.
Edgar and Cooper. That was one of my late
Darius
round
Robinson. Oh, we don't want him with Aaron Donald. Oh, no. Chris Jenkins, Xavier Worthy to the Packers.
Oh, that's gross.
Lions took another running back. Ooh, what are they doing?
Jonathan Brooks. Oh man, people.
Yeah, high.
Damn, Christian Hayes made it all the way to the 3rd round.
I love Christian Hayes. Yeah, he's right there with Graham Barton. If we wouldn't have got Graham Barton, he fits right in as well. Xavier Legette and Johnny Wilson came off the board right behind us. So we're in the 3rd round here.
Look, we got 3 trade offers.
Oh yeah, let's look at those.
Look at those.
Rams at 83. That'd be going down 12 picks. Browns 86 and Vikings 109.
So the Vikings, hell no.
83. Do we want to drop down 13 picks? Let's look at the board real quick. Show you guys what's on here.
Show me safeties.
Man,
show you safety.
Brendan Rice. I like Brendan Rice a lot.
Malachi Corley, he's still on the board.
Oh, look
Cameron Kitchens. No, bro, we staying.
Come on, bro. Cam Kitchens, let's go, baby.
Cam Kitchens.
Lock it in.
The draft room has went crazy. Ryan has flipped the table. Will is kicking stuff.
I told you, Will. I told you.
And we're landing Cam Kitchens in round 3. Lock it in.
Lock it in, baby.
Then we dropped 4 more picks. And we lost 2 of the best receivers that we love here, Brendan Rice and Malachi Corley.
Baby.
They got Xavier Legit went too. So who are the wide receivers?
Let's look at the wide receivers.
I just knew we was getting Malachi Corley, man.
Oh, Anaya Smith. Anaya Smith.
You Anaya Smith fan?
Anaya Smith.
Malik Washington now.
Nope. I'm fighting.
I love me some Malik.
You.
Hey, I'm throwing out Javon Baker.
I'm fighting.
Anaya Smith is down there at 113. We got to pick at 111.
Hey, man, if we just throwing out names, Jacob Cohen, man. Cowan.
Hey, he was electric at the Senior Bowl for real.
He was, bro.
Y'all gotta tell me about him. I'm just throwing the name out.
You're probably right. We probably could get Anais. Anais is just one of those guys. Like, listen, I'm just gonna tell you. Last year, I was beating the table for A-Chain to come to Chicago because I knew. Because listen, I'm an Aggie fan, and I'm like part Homer but part Scout. I'm telling you.
I see a name that Will's looking at.
Braden Fisk, baby, let's go.
Oh, Braden Fisk is still there?
Yes, sir. 310. Let's go, baby. 310.
I can't argue with Will. That's 75. If Braden Fisk is there, we're running to the podium.
Value, bro. Value.
That dude is nonstop.
His motor is crazy.
We starting in the trenches, baby. We gotta fix the trenches.
I mean, I'm not even gonna give Will shit for his Florida State. Braden Fisk is the truth.
Pick again at 111.
Yeah.
Yep. 111, 123.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
So Anaya Smith, he might still be at.
He might be there.
All right, we going for Fisk?
Braden Fisk would be the guy right here. Absolutely.
All right, this is dropping us down to 111. We're going into round 4 here, I believe. Yep. Okay. Ooh. Oh, we went the pick before us. The Falcons.
The Falcons, man. This is twice. They drafted Malachi Corley. Why?
Hey,
listen, David Ruiz has just stormed out of the draft room and punted a dog across.
Oh, because there's 2 guys. Look at and Leonard Taylor, the third
Leonard
one.
Taylor, bro, what our other guy?
Oh man,
that's another
Jacob
guy
Cowling just went too.
Ronaldo Green, Bucky Irvin.
Let's look at the wide receivers.
If this is real life, I am so pissed because
I'm
Washington still on the board. Malik and Todd still on the board.
And Javon Baker.
We saw Cornelius at the Shriners at the Shriner game.
Taj was there too.
Yeah,
so was Malik. Yeah.
Here's the thing with Taj. I think we could get Taj in the later rounds. Taj is going to get 8 up off the line. He's a little guy.
We don't have a pick after the 5th round. Remember that. So if we wanted to acquire, if you guys wanted to acquire a 6th or a 7th, they have to trade down here at some point.
What's on the book?
Hey, we still need a move tight end, don't it?
Yeah, we do.
49ers.
Hey, where's Jaheim Bell at? I know Jaheim Bell's still on there, ain't he?
Yeah, show me tight ends. Let me see.
Yeah, what's left on tight end?
Ooh, Ben Sinnott. Ooh,
Damn,
man, hell no. If Ben Sinnott is there, sir.
Ryan's pounding the table.
No, Ben Sinnott. Listen, I stand by what Clay Harbor said. Listen, Brock Bowers might be the best overall tight end in this draft, but Ben Sinnott is going to be a dog. Sir, I don't even know how he's still here.
I can't argue with that passion. I don't know much about him, but I ain't gonna argue with Ryan.
You know me, I know Jaheim Bell inside and out though. That boy dog.
Here we go.
Oh, of course. Shit. Here we go. Baby girl done spoke.
Our Florida State scout has spoke on the matter.
Bell's a dog, boy. I'm telling you.
I like Jaheim Bell and Ben Sinnott, but Ben Sinnott looked better at the Senior Bowl. I'll tell you that much.
Well, Jaheim Bell didn't even fucking play. Remember, he was on the sideline with us.
You wouldn't let him go, probably.
You right.
I'm not gonna argue. If Ryan is gonna pound the table for Ben Sinnott like that, then hey, I gotta let that pick go.
I can't really. I haven't really watched any tape on Ben Sinnott. I saw Clay Harbor posted something, but I didn't really look at it. But
got another pick in 12 picks as well here. So
all right,
let's lock it in. Ben Sinnott.
Lock it in.
Yeah, we go Ben Sinnott. That's fine.
This will put us at 123. 2 trade.
Oh my goodness! You kidding me? Mo Camara goes right before because Mo Camara is one of my late round gems.
That's the edge, yeah.
Mo Camara is my
Colorado
guy.
State.
Just wait. This might be a position where if you guys want a 7, 6, or 7,
scroll down a little.
I wasn't good. I was trying to not show Will.
Come on, baby. I'm pounding the table. I'm pounding the table. Bring him in. Let's go. Jordan Travis on the books. Let's go, baby.
And Ryan is not here to argue the pick.
Jordan Travis in the building. Let's go, baby.
Where are we at? 123. Do you want to try to trade down, or do you think the Vikings will try to take him?
What running backs are available?
Let's see.
Well, Marshawn Lloyd is still on the
board.
Marshawn
Lloyd's gone. I saw him go much earlier.
Trey Benson.
Trey Benson. Bring him in. Let's go.
I said we are not going to be the Chicago Seminoles. You need to stop it.
Hey, Will's trying to make 3 picks in 1 pick.
I mean,
so I'll take all 3 Florida State players. So, hey, Will, here's what I would think in this situation. Without a 6th or a 7th round pick and Benson being down a little bit, I say we look into the Vikings who are trying to trade down from 7 picks below and try to get a 6th or a 7th round pick here.
What they talking about? What they talking about, though?
Let's see. What
I agree. They're going to give us Detroit's 130
and we'll go for what, 157? Nope. Oh, we can get 227. That's going down 7 spots and getting the 7th rounder.
We don't have any 7th rounders?
No, not a 6th or a 7th. We got 1 more pick after this in round 5. So
they wouldn't give us. They wouldn't give us 179.
No,
you don't think? Yeah, then we'd probably do that. Especially,
I think it's not a bad trade. You're only going down 7 spots, and if you were going to take Trey Benson anyway, let's see what Ryan has to say with now that he's joined back up.
Man, yeah. I'm so mad. I cut out on the perfect point, didn't I?
Oh man,
What happened?
We've taken 3 Florida State Seminoles since you've been gone.
No. Hey, Will tried to draft 3 Florida State players with this 1 pick. What we decided, we were looking at the board. We took Ben Sinnott. You pounded the table for him. So Ben Sinnott was taken. And then we're down at our next pick here. We only got 2 picks here left here, 4th and 5th. We were looking at the board, and Will was really pounding the table for Trey Benson, who's down a bit. The Vikings are offering us a 7th round pick to move back 7 spots.
Okay. You know what? The way I would look at this point, I would try to trade back. Let's try to add a couple more picks. If we're looking running back at this position, like I said, cuz you know a lot more about Trey Benson than I do. What type of back are we looking at with Trey Benson?
Shit, power and speed, baby. He a little mini Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
Oh, you sold him with that.
So, hey man, listen. We need a speed back to come in, right?
Absolutely.
We need that in the backfield. If we can trade down 7 spots, I believe he'll still be there. So if we can add an extra pick, man, I'm all for adding an extra pick right now.
Let's go ahead and offer that up. Take it. Let's see. The Vikings took Braylon Allen, so they did go running back.
That is rough.
But
I like him.
Our guy is still there.
Trey Benson's still there.
Oh, that's crazy. But they got Trey Benson ranked the #1 running back.
Hey, listen. Well,
some people do. Running back's a little. It's tough this year.
It's always iffy. So at this point, man, you know what? Give me Trey Benson.
I know Will ain't got a problem with it.
I was gonna say,
David probably ain't trying to fight these guys.
I mean, Trey Benson. I mean, Trey Benson's the only. Well, can I overall players? Can I see what the overall players left?
Jordan Travis.
That's what I'm saying.
Still on the board.
I'm saying Jordan Travis is there from a development perspective.
Yeah, but we can get Jordan Travis at 143.
Maybe so.
I mean, we need a running back.
We need a running back, though.
We need another running back, and there's no way that.
So here's quarterback and running backs that are on the board. So we got.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There ain't no names on there quarterback wise that I wouldn't even be comfortable bringing in right now. Damn.
And
it's one of your boys.
We're gonna have to draft. I'm telling you, we're gonna draft one this year, regardless. If we're gonna draft one this year.
It's one of your boys, man. It's one of the Florida State kids. You know we don't know if he's gonna come in right away and play. You know what I'm saying? Because of that injury, but.
From a medical perspective, I think Will is right. I think we can get Jordan Travis later on, and I think from a running back perspective, I mean it's gonna be a coin toss between Audric and Benson. It's gonna be because Audric out of Notre Dame ain't bad either. But
he's not.
Nah. So, but we'll go with Will because we'll go with Will's boy Trey Benson.
Yeah.
Trey Benson is the pick. Pound the table. We spent a lot of time at the Shriner game with all these Florida State folks and the coach, so we'll do it for Will one time.
I'm surprised you ain't been pounding the table for Fabian Luckett.
It's over. Okay, this will take
gone.
Malik Washington went with the next pick. Austin Estime a couple picks later. Mason Smith, Xavier Thomas, Will Shipley.
Damn, Cooper BB went. Bro, the Falcons.
The Falcons are sniping us.
Man. Yeah. See? Well, there's Jordan Travis right there. So if you want it from a development perspective,
let's check wide receiver. We've only drafted one, right?
See, now right here, Taj.
Ooh, Luke McCaffrey.
Taj Washington right here is real interesting.
He is, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Taj Washington is.
Hey, cuz we saw him live and in person.
You can catch. We talked to him.
I'm delegating my scouts at this point, man. You know what I'm saying? Ian said he was out there paying attention to these wide receivers while I was over there talking to Jordan Travis. Hey, I'm sliding y'all the ballot. Y'all tell me what you do.
I'm just saying, Taj Washington's that guy at that 3, that 4, because he's fast, he's quick, it all translates into game speed. He's got great ball awareness, over the shoulder awareness. I'm telling you. The only problem with him is he's not going to win jump balls. He's not going to win jump balls, and he's not going to get much. Once he gets, a big DB gets on him, he's going down. He's not going to break tackles.
That's why you drafted Brian Thomas, though.
That's why but this guy runs great routes and catches everything. So, I mean, right here, I see the value is too much to bypass. I'm running to the podium with Taj Washington on the card.
You with it, Will?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take Taj Washington, and this will take us to the 7th round for our
That's
final
what
pick.
I was gonna say that's what my scouts say.
He's rolling with the scouts. Hey, they were down there at the Shrine Bowl. Wait, he said, hold up.
Hold up. I see 2 trades, right? What are those trades right there?
We can go to 150 or 156. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can get for 150.
I was gonna say one.
We can get pick 232. It's another 7th rounder. That's 2 of them in there. Now, oh no, it's too late.
How many spots is that dropping down?
7.
7.
Man, I mean, do we think Taj will last 7 more? Maybe.
Probably. I was gonna do me a favor. Look and see who picked before us. Because if it's the fucking Falcons, then no.
No, but see, look at the board.
Hey, Taj is pretty far down on the board. It looks like.
No, he's not. You scroll.
Oh, did I go right by him?
You went right by him, brother.
He is. He's right there.
Yeah.
Hey, and Zach Zenner still on the board?
Who?
Zach Zenner from Michigan.
I think so.
Zenner still being on the board is wild too.
He's at 152.
Zenter's the one that is injured.
He's injured. Yeah,
he got hurt.
He's going redshirt. He's going redshirt his rookie year.
So we might get him he might be a UDFA.
Nah, someone will draft him.
He could be. We would take him as one of those 7th rounders we acquired.
It looks like they got him at 152. He should go in the next 10, 15 picks.
It's another body I saw that is really intriguing that I've heard has been gaining a little steam, and he was on that board. Go down for me real quick. Just keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. Where did I see him? Right there. James Williams.
I knew you were going to say James Williams from Florida.
That's
Miami.
Yeah.
So we're going to take Cam and James?
Hey, listen. If James is on the Bahama.
My thing is, what are we going to do with Brisker?
So this is my thing. I've seen that they were moving James Williams all over the board now. So if we can put him in on special teams, because we got to start looking at depth, period.
Yeah.
Who do we have after Brisker?
No, I'm with you.
Number 22, what's his name?
Quindell Johnson. Oh, no, Elijah Hicks.
Yeah, Elijah Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
But he played more free than me, don't he?
Yeah, we don't have another.
Well, he could play either one. He could play either
so
one.
how far is our boy from USC at? Let's let me see that board again.
He's a couple picks.
It's going to be a coin flip if we move down 7 spots, if he would be there. It'll be a coin flip.
And what would we be getting if we move now?
A 7th rounder.
That 193 is out of the question.
Yeah.
We might do it though.
Well, we could put in we could get 93. We just throw in like a pick from next year.
If
I can next year.
Yeah, if I can get that 193 pick, I think I would actually be okay with trading down the 7 spots. I believe that we can. I do believe we'll get tied.
We can get 193 and 232.
Hey, listen, I'll roll the dice on that.
Let's do it.
I do that.
All right, let's see if Taj falls.
And he fell.
No, and he fell.
Zach Zenner went.
Damn, Jordan Travis got picked by Taj.
Jordan. The Vikings. Oh,
out of here. Ooh, well.
All right, we take a Taj at 150.
Yep, we take Taj right here.
We're throwing that in. Yeah, we're throwing that in.
Let me pray to God James Williams will still be there.
193.
He's gone. I saw it. I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw it fly by.
Jaylen Simpson, safety. Hunter Nazar, the center.
Well, you know we got relationship with Frank Gore. Yeah, we got Frank Gore daddy. So,
man, but we just took your boy out of Florida State.
I thought we didn't. Did we take Benson?
No, we didn't take Trey Benson, dude.
Did we not? We didn't take him.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. 130. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I forgot we took Trey Benson too. Yeah.
What's our DB room? Let's see what the DB room looks like.
Check out these DBs. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised we haven't taken one linebacker.
Listen, I'm not on that train of folks like, oh man, we got to take. That's why I was kind of big on, you know what I'm saying, trying to get Williams, because he could play. He can come down and play your nickel linebacker for you.
Yep.
In some situations, and he can also double that playing the strong. Oh man, I know Josh Wallace he's a decent cornerback back at the U, man. I miss you, man. So
let's throw linebackers.
Let's see what linebacker got for us too.
Forward. Not many.
Yeah, it ain't really too many linebackers left.
Jaylen Ford and Tyron Hopper.
Is Dejon gone from Ole Miss?
Looks like it.
Dang. Okay. I'm looking at special teamers right here, so I'm like, who's the best linebacker? Who's the best linebacker or the best? I'm like, I'm none of these Steel Chambers. So I think we saw him I think we saw him too, didn't we, Will?
Yeah, we did.
We saw Steel Chambers.
You know what? If let's click on him. Let's see what the measurables look like on Steel Chambers.
6'1", 232.
232. Yeah, he's not big. He's not big. He'd be a tweener. He'd be a special teams.
I see that the coverage grade is decent though.
Yeah,
77.4.
We got to find somebody to replace Dylan Cole, because I think Cole a free agent, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yep. This is Tyron Hopper at 6'2", 221.
Still a little bit bigger.
Can't cover.
Oh, can't cover shit.
Missed tackle.
Ooh. Oh no.
He's missing tackles right and left.
Yeah, no.
And can't cover.
Who's the next one? Jaylen Ford. A little bit better.
100%.
6'3", 242.
Oh, that's nice. A little bit of size on him. This tackle rate 12.7.
He played in the slot a little bit too.
That's different. They put that boy on.
Punter still available?
Who?
Is that Iowa punter still available?
Oh, the punter. Let's kill this out. Yep, Corey Taylor.
There it is.
Could probably get him in the 7th though.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see Jalen Simpson. I don't know too much. That coverage grade is damn good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
5 forced incompletions, 4 interceptions, 54 passer rating allowed, 6'1". He's a little small, but whew.
You can add some weight on him, man. Like I said, at a certain point, we're gonna need special teamers.
I like Jaylen Simpson. Auburn had a good secondary.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on this kid.
Yeah, especially if he's going to be designated for special teams. I think he'll be a great, viable choice.
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and roll with that. Take us to the 7th round. Yep.
Yeah. And if that punter is on the board with that next pick, man, I'm taking him because we need competition in that room.
There it is. Yeah. Tory Taylor, the Iowa punter. We'll snatch him up.
Snatch him.
And then one more pick here, guys. The final pick. I'll scroll through the board, see if you guys see anybody you like down here. Brandon Coleman, the tackle from TCU. They got the biggest name by far, probably. Wow. Dominique Hampton.
That safety, Dominique Hampton. They was talking about the other day.
Somebody commented on our last video about this guy. Yeah, Dominique Hampton.
Oh, well, hold up a second. Where is my man Christian Boyd?
Let's look for it. Let's see. Oh, I can't type. Gone. It's Boyd?
Yeah, Christian Boyd out of Northern Iowa.
He's been picked.
Okay.
We got Tua's little brother, Trey Knox.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty much special team land here. Yeah, I'd probably look at Brandon Coleman or Dominique Hampton.
And what's the word on Dominique Hampton?
Is Coleman left or right tackle?
Hampton's 6'3", 220.
That's a big boy.
He's big.
That's a big
Check
boy.
out Brandon Coleman.
Is he a left or a right tackle?
Let's see. It looks like he played left tackle the last 2 years with some snaps at guard, but was all left tackle in 2022, which was when he played his best. So he looks like probably best to move back inside to guard.
Could be a project of
6'6",
future.
320 though, big guy.
Big boy.
Yeah.
This is probably our guy that'll take Larry Borum's spot, replace Nate Davis. I mean, again,
So,
our GM values big bodies, values the trenches. We probably go with Brandon Coleman right here for the value alone.
Value alone.
Yeah.
Taking a guy that big with a shot to develop at guard this late, I think it's a good pick. Yep. And that will bring us to a close. We'll check out the whole mock draft here and get kind of our takes on the whole thing because I'm interested to see how it plays out. We grabbed some big names there. All right, so obviously traded down twice. Joe Alt. That's where we started off. Ryan Thomas, Graham Barton. We got him to play center or guard.
Yep.
Look at that. Chop and Cam Kitchen.
And Braden Fisk.
These mid rounds, baby. Look at that. Chop, Cam.
Hey man, I'll say I see that these grades might not be the best, but bro, y'all.
Hey, I never worry about PFF grades.
PFF grades don't mean shit.
I'm looking at 5 legit impact players right off the bat. Cameron Kitchen.
I mean, look at all them A minuses, man. Look at the A minuses.
Even maybe 6 or 7 impact players.
Yeah.
Fisk and Sinnott can come in. Yeah.
I was gonna say Sinnott would probably be your number 2. Even if you did go out and sign somebody, I think Sinnott might actually show so much during the training camp period that he'll unseat somebody.
He can play that H-back role as well.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Ben Sinnott. Y'all are real high on the Fisk kid. So I'm like I said, I'm all for whatever y'all say up there. Y'all knowledge on the insight on him. Cuz I know FSU is your territory. So hey man, if y'all saying that he's an impact player, man, this is a home run draft to me. Absolutely.
Well, Drake May going first overall is what's really gonna blow. If that happens,
I'm just gonna say, just realistically, let's make the switch. Let's say that the Washington Commanders made that pick with Caleb, and then
someone Arizona traded up for Marv anyway. So those
scroll down real quick.
How
the rest of our draft? Let's see the
after
rest
Benson, we got Trey Benson.
Look at the man. Look at that.
That's nice.
That's nice. Look at the value alone on the bottom 4 picks. Taj
Washington come in, be a punt returner, slot guy. That's what we need. A big find.
We need that bad.
Special teamer, new punter, another developmental tackle. They gave us a B+ overall, but clearly should have been an A+.
Facts. This should have been A+.
That's a lovely draft, guys. Let me scroll through it again.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this might not be the sexy draft that folks are looking for with the big names. Right. But this is like I said, this ain't the hero that you wanted, but this is the hero that we needed. You needed a draft like this to fill all these positions with players who have the talent to be superstars. Joe Alt, I feel like you can come in and he'll be looking at probably being one of the top 5 tackles at some point in his career. Brian Thomas, hey man, his floor to me is just a solid number 2. His ceiling to me is somebody that could be a superstar in this league.
Yes, sir.
Graham Barton, guard center flexibility. Chop Robinson is amazing. Listen, when Michigan didn't want to pass the ball because this man was on the field, that should tell you all you need to know. Cam Kitchen, he's more than likely to come in. That's going to be a starting strong. Then you got good depth with Fisk. You got good depth with Sinnott. Trey Biscuit could probably come in and be your number 1 running back. So, Taj Washington, push Travis Scott, for a 4th, maybe whatever we decide to do in that free agency period. Taj Washington could be coming in, pushing anywhere from 3rd to 5th for wide receiver. Probably going to be a starting return man in punt returns, like y'all said. Simpson, listen, that coverage grade is amazing. But we need special teamers. Come in, he start there. Tory Taylor, come in, you push my man that was punting. He had a really bad year to me. So if you can get the mega punt from Tory Taylor, I'm all for it. And Brandon Coleman is interesting. That's interesting. If he comes in and he's what we think he should be, you might have a starting guard on your hand. You might just push Nate Davis off the roster. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, like I said, this might not be the sexy draft that you wanted, but this is the draft that you needed. And then what do we get out of this, man? We still got a 1st rounder for next year.
Yep. first rounder in 2025 and a second rounder in 2025. So we have 3 second rounders and 2 firsts next year as well.
That's 5 picks right off jump in the top 50, more than likely. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. If you come to the conclusion that Justin Fields isn't the guy, because like I said, we did this draft in mind that Justin Fields is going to be our starting quarterback still. Like I said, to me, I'm not prioritizing one player over an entirety of a roster. I feel like the Bears have been trying to do that shit for years, and that's why we keep doing this ring around the rosy thing with what we're doing at quarterback. Trust the development of your coaches, your teaching of your coaches, what they can do for Justin Fields. And then if he doesn't pan out next year, hey, I'm a fan of Shedeur Sanders. Quinn Ewers is coming out. It's going to be some names, man. And every year we get the same thing. Somebody's going to come out and they're going to be generational. So, hey, man, I'm in love with this draft, man. How y'all feeling?
Love it, bro. I feel all the needs that we got. We filled every need that need to be plugged.
I'm just going to be the guy that says, are we signing a quarterback in free agency to back up Justin, or are we going to roll with Bajan? Because we didn't draft a quarterback.
Secret
Bajan. Still sign an undrafted free agent, or maybe he signs one. But Bajan proved capable as a backup last year, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, I'm not necessarily upset at keeping Bajan. Like I said, I was one of the ones that pushed back and said Buddy needed to be signed. I just didn't get on board when everybody's saying he should be the starter. That shit sounds
exactly
to me.
I just feel that somewhere in there's going to be a quarterback taken either way. Either way we go.
Yeah. I can definitely see it happen.
I could roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just and a name to keep an eye on is the kid out of Tulane.
Michael Pratt, yeah.
Michael Pratt, I think, is a guy that will be one of those sneaky picks later on, 4 or 5, area 4 or 5. But yeah, this is like Ryan said, this is not like a lot of fans. Listen, if there's one thing you know about social media, Chicago Bear fandom, it's toxic as hell. And that's why I like talking football with Will and a few other Bear fans, because everybody else is just like, it's just, I could see a lot of Bear fans bashing this draft, whereas where I'm old enough to know where I'm like, this is actually a really good draft from a team perspective. It's not sexy. It's not going to jump out and people will be pissed off that we traded down and took Joe Alt. I won't, because you know what? I want somebody capable. I want, we've already got Darnell Wright. Now we got Joe Alt on the left. That's a decade of bookends protecting our franchise quarterback, which is in this draft, in this scenario, is Justin Fields. So I'm for it.
I was gonna say another thing that folks won't pay attention to is, I don't want to shoot Braxton Jones down for anything that he's done. He's been a great player for this team. Let's say somebody's left tackle gets hurt in training camp, and then all of a sudden the Bears phone is ringing because, hey, we see y'all drafted Joe Alt. We'll throw y'all a third or something like that right now for Braxton Jones.
Yeah, how many starts has Braxton Jones got under his belt? Like 30?
Yeah,
like about
at
20?
least.
Yeah, I think 28. Yeah,
20 to 30. Yeah, that quality starts. We're not talking about homeboy from years ago. His name escapes me. Webb, Jamarcus
Webb.
Oh,
we're not talking about Jamarcus Webb. I know Will had him on his. Listen, I'm not talking about Mr. Olay, but listen. Braxton is a quality left tackle. I wouldn't put him on the lower end of the spectrum for left tackles in the NFL. So, and you can never have enough left tackles on your squad. So, this is a good draft. This is a good step. This is a good step forward. And we haven't even really, put pen to paper on what free agency will be like. We're going to have the most money out of most teams. I can't think of another team right now that has more money than us. There might be
I think the Commanders do.
We're third. Yeah, we're third on the list. But we'll also sign JJ, so that'll probably knock us out of the top 10.
Yeah. So
we had a flexibility to transition some contracts into some signing bonuses too, if we want to go that direction.
Yeah.
So
but great points, guys. I think overall, if you look at this draft, killed the trenches. You didn't even talk about Graham Barton as well coming in there with Braxton Jones. You'd then have a competition to tackle. You'd have Braxton Jones, Darnell Wright, and Joe Alt. whoever doesn't win could be the swing tackle and play guard. Add more competition inside with Nate Davis. Also, we'd have Tevin Jenkins and as well as the guy we drafted late, Brandon Coleman. So a lot of competition in there. This draft's solid, guys. Before we go, make sure I want both of you guys to shout out like where people can find you at Twitter. If you want to shout out the bar room as well, Ryan, anything you guys want to shout out, go ahead and give your final thoughts here.
All right, man. I just want to say, bro. Like I said, bro, I'm definitely gonna be back on here, bro. I got my fam on here now, man. I got you, Swift, man. Like I said, bro, I've been following you since you started off, brother. I'm impressed and I'm proud of all the success that you've been having, bro. Because you went from not having anything when you jumped on to you shot off. That's a goddamn rocket, brother. I'm proud of you for your success.
Appreciate it, man.
David, man. Like I said, man, it's my first time really getting chopping up with you, brother, and I'm loving the energy, man. I definitely got to do this again with you, brother. I'm gonna give you a follow when we get off of here.
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to check me out, man? Of course, my name is right there on the feed, man. At Ryan KB34. You know what I'm saying? Look, I had to take. I'm taking kind of a mental break on the Twitter thing, so I share a lot of nonsense and funny stuff right now. But believe me, it's gonna ramp back up with the football talk. Barfly Tailgate Show, man. We're gonna be coming back soon. We took a little break, man. Let everybody kind of enjoy their time off, man, and kind of you just gotta unwind a little bit, man. It was a rough season. It ended in a way that we all kind of wanted to better. You know, you wanted to beat the Packers, you wanted to keep them out the playoffs. Didn't happen, and now you got the whole thing with the first round pick. You got to pick Caleb Williams. You got to do all this shit. It's toxic, like David said. Everybody knows it. Everybody here knows it. So, hey, man, catch me on Barfly Tailgate. Hey, just keep a weather eye out. We'll be back, man. Shout out to everybody on the panel, boy. Love you boys, man. This is great. We got to do this again at the free agency, though.
Let's do it.
100%. David, kick it off, man.
I appreciate you having me on, Swift. Like I said, man, but I've been listening to you for a while, and finally got to talk to you. Before, man, your delivery was so straightforward. I mean, like I said, man, I thought you were a robot, man. I thought you were AI. I thought you were some supercomputer spitting out bare facts. So, I appreciate you having me on. To my boy Will, Will and I have been, collaborating on a lot of content. We did the Shriners together. We're talking about doing the draft, going out and flying up to Detroit. We talk almost on a day-to-day basis about Bear football, free agency, anything, man. Y'all can give me a follow on Twitter. I got my handle right there, man. I'm about it. I'm not toxic at all. I like to keep it real. I've been a Bear fan for almost 40 years. So I've been through it all. So I've been through the pain. I've been through the ups and the downs. And I love it. I could talk Bear football and football in general all day, every day. And so Will knows that. So appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for joining, man. We appreciate it. Will, any final words?
Hey, baby, look, we're just going to keep bringing fire content. We're in the off season now. Like they call it line season, but we're going to give y'all knowledge over narrative. We're going to give you content that we have investigated ourselves, whether it be from the Shrine Bowl, the Senior Bowl, the Combine, free agency. Like we're going to give you insight to things that most people are just speculating and assuming. So, look, let's keep rocking this thing. Let's keep growing this thing. And look, if you haven't already done it, make sure you share, like, comment the page, because ultimately, we want to grow this thing to something exponential. Because, like, you got great personalities and you got great individuals that's bringing you great content that's going to keep you engaged, especially in the off season, until we start this thing back up. Come September. So bear down.
Hey, 100%. He said it right there. We'll have these guys on again. You guys are more than welcome to join the pod anytime. If you guys are watching, hit the like button, run them up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And everybody, you guys want to say a bear down before we go? Throw it out there.
Bear down, baby.
Hey, bear down, bear down.
Bear
guys.
down, bear down.
All right, we out.